All right, going over some of your data here. Obviously, 2025 here is on the top, so this is from our most recent pen. 2024 here's on the bottom. So looking at fastball, I know it's kind of jumbled in there. Again, I'm not the greatest with running different our studio and all these other things, but it's going to give you a good understanding of where you're at. So fastball, your four-seamer, fastball right there is looking at 90.4 on the average velo in that bullpen, 2025. Versus 87.8. So what we're seeing is a difference of 2.6 miles an hour, right? So we're seeing positive 2.6 miles per hour, as well as you're spinning it about 25 RPMs. RPMs, there we go, RPMs higher, which is good. Like all those things are good positive aspects. The movement characteristics, we're still maintaining that good run on the ball. You're still right in that 15 to 20 inches on your range. I know the average is right about that, roughly, I think it's about 16.5, right in that range. So nothing giantly different on those right there. So we're in a good spot on those. 16.5 on the run, something like that. When it comes to let me get rid of those. When it comes to the changeup, it's actually a split finger, right? So we actually had a couple of them from last year that were really, really good. Now, we didn't throw a whole bunch of them, but we're still in that same kind of range. So we're going to compare to that blue dot on there on both of these ones. So we're actually throwing it a little harder. And what we're seeing here on the split, again, it's just labeled as that, is 86.1 versus your split finger of 83.3. So we're seeing on the split finger, we're taking that 86 minus the 83.3. 0.3, we're coming up with a 2.8 mile per hour difference. And what we're seeing is an actual, it used to be 1584 on the RPM. So 1584, taking away that 1329, we're seeing a reduction of 255 RPMs. All positive, right? We want to see less spin on that split. So overall, things are moving in the right direction with that. We didn't have any breaking balls from last year, but what we're seeing is that 80.2 miles an hour with 2658 RPMs. All that stuff is looking better comparatively. We weren't throwing as many breaking balls in the bullpens last year, but we at least have that starting point to go off. So in general, everything's looking better. Even if we're looking at that delivery, we're seeing huge improvement on the delivery, which I'm going to jump into that right now. So getting into the delivery aspect of it now, we've already seen the good improvement on the average velo, also on the average spin rates, the movements, maintaining, getting a little better on those things as well. Now we're going to take a look at that delivery and see the adjustments you've made on that. Overall, this is looking really good. I'm expecting we're going to see a big improvement in what it is you're doing this year on the mound, right? Like you already had a good season last year, but we're going into leg lift. And I have both of these things timed up into full foot contact, right? So a little difference in the hands slightly. I think that's actually giving you a little more room to actually clear what we're doing with those legs there. I don't know if that's something you're aware of or conscious of, but that's allowing us to get more into that back foot. And what we're seeing on that back leg there is we're actually driving way better than we have been, right? We're getting that energy moving this way, decent. But now on this one here, we're still storing in that back leg and driving towards the catcher. So all these things are really good aspects. The delivery wasn't horrendous last year, obviously, but it's way better right now than it was. And again, I'm going to credit a lot of that into we're doing that patterning work. We're doing a lot of that load progression work. And then the big one that we're going to see here, like this is all that load and patterning work. But the big one where I think is going to be the benefit where you've added in the water bag is right here when we get into full foot contact. And the water bag, I'm going to say, is a lot of that aspect. So right here is full foot contact on both of those. What we're seeing is you're already rotating and committing there, right? The hips are already rotating, which is fine on the hips, but the torso is going with that. We're on the back, the bottom one here, we're rotating those shoulders back. We're rotating the hips forward. We're storing that energy. And then the big thing is on the top, look at how fast you're just spinning through and getting into ball release. Right? These are all timed up from the same standpoint. We've already spun through. We've gotten rid of that ball. Release point's going to be further back. We're on the bottom. We're still holding that torque. We're directing the torso. We're able to get layback a little longer. Where even on the top here, you're seeing we're not getting that same amount of layback. But we're getting into that good aggressive layback. We're getting more layback. and now we're delivering that ball with more intensity. In all reality, that's where we're getting that extra velocity. We're getting that extra ability is we're storing more energy in the back leg, creating that good drive towards the target. We're storing more energy from a rotational standpoint into foot strike, and then we're storing more energy into the layback and then delivering it forward with the torso. Overall, everything's looking really good, man. Keep the progress going. We're seeing that improvement in the average velocity, which for this time of the year, you still have a little time until spring training starts for you on the indie ball side. We're already seeing improvements on the average velo, the max velos. Everything's moving in the right direction. You're looking a lot more stable in the delivery, and we're progressing in the right direction. Keep it up.